So we just found out through Pokemon Go live map that there's a Dratini, a Squirtle, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff on the beach over here. With the tracker broken, this is what we're gonna do to find stuff right now. It's really, really hard to find good stuff. So let's head on over there. Everybody's running right now.
What's going on, guys? Stevie here with Lucky Crit, and today, even though we're in sunny Outer Banks, North Carolina, I wanted to talk about the 0.31 update to Pokemon Go, what it means for the game, the things that they've tweaked, and where the game is headed in the future. So with the recent update, Niantic has added in character customization, so you can go back and change your player character, which is nice to have because I was thinking that it would be sort of downplayed and we would never be able to change anything ever again. They've also added in some new clothing options, especially for Team Mystic, because since the beginning of the game we haven't had any blue clothes in there to choose from. I was wearing yellow clothes since the beginning. Team Valor and Team Instinct both had their colors in there, so now it is much nicer to be able to represent the actual team that I'm on. They've also removed the maps on every Pokemon's page, and they've removed footsteps completely, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But first off, with the map used to show a location of where you actually caught the Pokemon, which was kind of cool for sentimental reasons. You know, if you caught a Pokemon on a trip or on vacation, it'd be nice to see where exactly that you caught it. Just another feature of the game that's been taken out, and hopefully it'll find its way back in the game, but we're not sure right now. As for the footprints, Niantic has actually finally made a public post where they've addressed this, so it seems like the tracking system is going to be making a comeback at some point in time, hopefully sooner than later. I don't know how long the game could last in its current state, where it's kind of impossible to find things that are far away from you, and it could be in someone's backyard and you'll never even know. However, they did say that the feature did not meet their expectations, so hopefully we'll get it back in a much better form and tracking Pokemon will be easier in the future. Some players were concerned that with the recent update, the range in which you can find Pokemon was reduced from about 100 meters to about 70 meters, but this is actually not the case. What it actually seems to mean is that when you're moving away from a Pokemon, it will despawn a little bit sooner. So for players playing in cars, as you're driving away from the Pokemon, they should disappear a little bit faster, but the range at which we actually find Pokemon should still be fine. They've also made it so that the game itself scans a little bit less to further reduce strain on the servers, and some people were concerned about that with Pokemon not popping up around them. But there's actually a Reddit post that I'll link to right here that proves that it should still be fine and you shouldn't have to worry about it. Some players are also pointing out that the range of Pokemon that they're finding in their neighborhoods around them has improved, and they're finding less Pidgeys, Rattatas, and Weedles, and a little bit more variety to the types that they're coming across. So for rural players finding only Pidgeys, Weedles, and Rattatas, that's a big deal. Hopefully now everybody will find a much wider variety of Pokemon in their home areas and wherever you go in general. So because it's so much harder now to track down Pokemon, you'll notice that a lot of the big Pokemon Go YouTubers are tracking down Pokemon a lot less. Their Pokemon vlogs are becoming more about lifestyle vlogs and less about Pokemon. Hopefully this will change in the future, otherwise I'm not certain about where the game is going to go, if even some of the biggest YouTubers are having trouble making content on a daily basis for it. But with the promise that Niantic is going to be updating the game every week or every other week in the future, there should be plenty of changes to keep the game going, and I'm really looking forward to that, especially when a lot of the features that we're missing right now get added back in. The hype for the game was always going to die down at one point or another. It's kind of sad to see it go so fast, but hopefully when a lot of the features that we're missing right now in the game are added back in, a lot of players will return to the game. So I actually managed to catch some pretty cool stuff. I'll put it on screen now for you guys. wasn't able to record at the time because I didn't bring my camera, but I'll give you some footage of all of the eggs that I've actually hatched in the past while. In terms of incubators, I haven't actually purchased any incubators. I've only spent $1 in the game, and that was to catch that Dragonite. If you haven't actually seen that episode, check out the card in the upper right corner. So in terms of spending money on incubators, I'm still kind of on the edge for it. I'm saving up coins right now from putting Pokemon in gyms, and hopefully pretty soon I'll be able to buy either a bag upgrade or a Pokemon upgrade, because I'm tired of running out of space when it comes to items. It seems like the max number of Pokeballs that I can go is sort of 100 Pokeballs, 40 Great Balls, and 20 Ultra Balls, while still maintaining some of the other items in the bag, maybe not normal potions. Even since the update, Niantic has also killed all scanning apps, including the ones that were still working when the update first came out. Pokevision is long dead. Even Pokemon Go live map for the desktop, anything that you have, it's not working right now. So until people go back in and actually find another workaround for their apps, nothing is working right now as of this moment that this video is being recorded. When you go outside and hunt for Pokemon, it's all luck. I still don't think that even the chart that displays Pokemon nearby has been updated at all. I don't think that the #1 position is necessarily the closest to you anymore because stuff still spawns at random. You'll still get slot number 4, slot number 3 spawning next to you. So it just seems like kind of a hit or miss sort of a deal right now. So when you go out and hunt Pokemon right now, it is all luck, all random. A lot of people have also been talking about nests moving and changing in the game, so it seems like what's going to happen is every once in a while they'll switch. This time what seems to have happened is the Pokemon that was in that nest, if you go back in the Pokedex to the next unevolved form, that seems to be what it has switched to, except for the starters, which just seem to have scrambled around a little bit. And not necessarily every nest has changed, but most of them have been updated. And it also seems like in some nests now you'll get sort of 50-50 of 2 different kinds of Pokemon, which is also interesting. So there's that. I do think that should be a thing in the future because as time goes on, we do want things to continue to be interesting in the game, and maybe if you have a crappy nest around you right now, like something like Drowsy or Rattata that are pretty easy to find under normal circumstances, then maybe this will help players to continue to get out and find new things and explore their area even further. Niantic has also made a number of balance changes with the recent updates, which are perfect for the game and kind of show that they will be tweaking things as they go forward. So maybe even if you have kind of a weaker Pokemon that's your favorite or your moveset isn't quite good, that could see a change in the future, so don't just transfer those Pokemon, especially if they're high CP. Hold on to it and wait, and maybe it'll get better as time goes on. I'm really hopeful that Pokemon like Vaporeon and Snorlax will be taken down a peg, because although they are cool Pokemon, I don't think that they should be on such a high tier when compared to everything else. Some people have also taken to making charts that rank Pokemon from S rank to F rank, and some of the lower ranks are kind of sad, to be honest. I really wish that a lot of the Pokemon were a little bit more balanced and a little bit more equal in terms of what they could do. I know not all Pokemon are created equally, but there are definitely some cool ones down there lower on the list that I'd like to see come up and actually serve even just a niche role in the metagame in the future. But considering there isn't too much of a metagame yet, maybe that'll happen as time goes on. There's also Pokemon like Onix, who isn't very good right now, but if we do see the release of Generation 2 Pokemon in this game, he should be able to evolve into Steelix, and maybe that'll give him and some other Pokemon a little bit of a boost in terms of what they can do later. So it's nice to finally hear from Niantic. I guess better late than never, right? But we do have to remember that this is a small team of people managing an international game with a huge IP like Pokemon, and they're also being pushed to release the game in more areas worldwide, which is probably by Nintendo. A lot of the guys at Niantic are probably working crazy hours right now to keep the game running well, maybe not even going home and seeing their families, maybe even sleeping at work, who knows? It's clear that they are fixing things and are taking a look at them. Maybe they're not paying attention as closely as some of the people on Reddit would like, but there's a lot of crap posts on there too, so how can you blame them? But at the end of the day, it's nice to see such a well-rounded update, and even though footprints are gone right now and things seem kind of the most dire that they ever have, we do have the promise that they are reworking it, and we should see a new system in the future take its place. So that's going to wrap up today's video, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this one. Leave me a comment in the description down below and let me know what you'd like to see in future updates of Pokemon Go, how you feel about the game right now, if you think that it's losing its steam or its hype. Also be sure to slash the thumbs up button if you like this video, it really helps me out. And be sure to subscribe to Lucky Crit today if you haven't already to get our newest videos straight to your homepage. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode.
Facts.